Welcome to today's deep dive.
Glad to be here for this one. It's a really fascinating topic today.
It really is. And, usually we tackle these sprawling texts, but today is a little different. We are exploring a single, highly divergent, and honestly incredibly concise piece of digital architecture.
Extremely concise.
Yeah. We're looking at a Wikipedia disambiguation page, specifically the page for the term, quote, patchbox.
Right.
And to set the stage for you listening, I want to pose a bit of a riddle based entirely on our source text today. So, what connects artificial beauty marks, muzzleloader guns, and kindling for a fire?
It sounds like a joke setup.
It does, right.
Right.
But the answer is they all require a patchbox.
Which is just a perfect encapsulation of how chaotic human language can be, really. I mean, this single page, it captures three entirely distinct facets of human necessity.
Right.
We're looking at vanity, weaponry, and elemental survival, all contained within this one two-word phrase that a searcher might just stumble upon when looking for something completely unrelated.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
And, the concept of a disambiguation page itself, it really warrants some reflection before we even parse the definitions.
Absolutely.
Because it functions as a digital crossroads. You tap patchbox expecting a very specific result, and the system just pauses the interaction. It stops you to ask for clarification.
It forces a momentary slowdown.
Yes. In an environment that is normally built for frictionless speed, we just want the answer. But the text we have here is concise, and it forces you to stop. It acts almost like a triage center for lost searchers.
Well, disambiguation pages exist because language is an inherently compressed medium. We constantly recycle vocabulary, applying the very same phonetic sounds and letter combinations to vastly different objects.
Depending on the era or the industry.
Exactly, or the subculture. Arriving at one of these pages provides a map of human linguistic shortcuts. It's this moment of forced clarity that makes the reader aware that a term they consider entirely proprietary to their own interests
actually has deep roots in completely different communities.
Yes.
So let's move to the first definition provided in our source text. It reads, quote, patchbox, parentheses cosmetics, a box for storing artificial beauty marks. I mean, the hyper-focused utility of this item is just gripping to me. Imagine dedicating a piece of physical storage solely to artificial beauty marks.
It's highly specific.
Right. Not a general makeup bag, not a jewelry box, but a specialized container just for tiny fake aesthetic additions.
The phrasing there, artificial beauty marks, reveals a great deal about the sociology of the era that produced it. And we don't even need to delve into external historical timelines to see it.
How so?
Well, it points to a profound shift in how the word patch is conceptualized. The baseline understanding of a patch is utilitarian.
Like patching a hole in a tire.
Right, a scrap of material used to mend a tear, a method of concealing damage.
Yeah.
But here, the patch serves as an artificial enhancement.
Oh, I see.
It is a deliberate focal point added to the human form, and it's deemed vital enough to require its own specialized architecture just to protect it from dust or moisture.
It completely inverts the purpose of a patch. It goes from hiding a flaw to actively drawing the eye.
Right.
And the existence of a dedicated box just elevates that whole ritual.
It really does.
Storing these items in a localized, purpose-built container, it indicates that applying them was this deliberate, orchestrated part of daily presentation. And it really prompts you to look at modern routines.
Oh, definitely.
Think about it. You, listening to this right now, you likely possess highly specialized containers for singular vanity items.
We surround ourselves with them.
We do. Microscopic architecture designed to hold just one specific tool used to curate how we present ourselves to the world, like a case just for a beauty sponge.
And those specialized containers serve as physical manifestations of value. By dedicating physical space and intricate design to an object, you elevate its status.
Right.
This first iteration of the patchbox demonstrates a segment of society that elevated artificial beauty to a tier requiring its own infrastructure. The container itself becomes a quiet testament to the importance placed on aesthetic projection.
Minimized to fit right on a vanity table.
Exactly.
But then, the text delivers this incredibly sharp contrast with the second definition.
It's a bit of a whiplash.
Total whiplash. We move away from the delicate sphere of artificial beauty marks directly into heavy machinery. The text reads, quote, patchbox, parentheses firearms, a storage compartment on muzzleloader guns.
Yeah.
We have transitioned from a cosmetic container sitting on a dressing table to a component integrated into a weapon.
And the operative word in that definition is the preposition on.
On muzzleloader guns.
Right. The text explicitly states it is a storage compartment on the guns. This signals a fundamental shift in the physical nature of the object. It ceases to be a standalone container that can be left behind.
It becomes an integrated piece of hardware.
Exactly. And for those who aren't regularly operating 19th century weaponry, a patch in this context is a piece of lubricated cloth. It's wrapped around the lead projectile to create a tight gas seal within the barrel.
So it's not aesthetic at all.
Not at all. Without that seal, the expanding gases escape around the ball, and the gun essentially misfires or loses its lethal velocity.
And because that cloth seal is absolutely mandatory for the tool to function, you cannot afford to be rummaging through a separate satchel to find one in a high-stress environment.
You'd be totally vulnerable.
Right. The storage must be fused directly to the tool itself. It mirrors modern designs where immediate physical access is a matter of critical operational flow.
Like what?
Well, think of a pilot's kneeboard. It's strapped directly to their leg in the cockpit. Or a tactical vest where specialized gear is holstered precisely where the hand naturally falls.
That's a great analogy.
You design it that way because separating the user from the necessary components introduces a fatal flaw into the workflow. So the patch box transforms from a mechanism of delicate aesthetics into an instrument of rugged functional utility.
And the stakes associated with the container have escalated dramatically.
Oh, for sure.
With the cosmetic definition, a misplaced patch box results in a minor aesthetic inconvenience. With the firearm definition, the inability to immediately access a patch on the weapon compromises the user's ability to defend themselves or to hunt.
It's life or death.
The patch box operates as a critical subsystem of a dangerous mechanism. The identical two-word phrase has adapted to serve an entirely divergent set of human priorities. It moves from the preservation of an illusion to the mechanics of lethal force.
Which brings us to the third definition, which strips the concept down even further.
The rawest form.
Yes. The text reads, quote, tinderbox or patch box, used to store flint and tinder to kindle a fire. We have moved from vanity through weaponry and arrived at raw survival.
It's a complete departure.
The vocabulary used in the single sentence, flint, tinder, kindle a fire, it marks a total departure from the prior context.
And notice the structural phrasing of this third definition. It's unique within our source text. It presents a direct linguistic equation, tinderbox or patch box.
It's literally synonymous.
Right. The patch box is not merely a subcategory here. It operates as a literal synonym for the tinderbox.
So what are the patches in this scenario?
The patches refer to the bits of highly flammable material. The tinder or char cloth used to catch the microscopic spark generated by striking the flint. Keeping those material patches bone dry is paramount.
Because you need them to catch the spark.
Exactly. The fundamental human need being addressed here is the creation of fire, the baseline requirement for heat, light, and cooking.
It removes all secondary societal constructs. Fire is not required to project a certain look, nor is it required to fire a muzzleloader, but it is an absolute requisite for baseline survival in a hostile environment.
It acts as the foundation of human civilization.
In translating this to a modern context, consider the elemental components of a contemporary survival kit. What are the modern equivalents of a tinderbox?
The things you keep in a waterproof bag.
Yes, the items we keep rigidly protected against adverse conditions. We recognize them as the necessary catalyst to maintain safety when standard systems fail.
The evolution of the phrase across these three definitions is profound when you lay it all out.
It really is.
The cosmetic patch box focuses on outward societal projection. The firearm patch box focuses on mechanical operation and defense. The tinder patch box focuses on fundamental biological survival.
Vanity, utility, survival.
And the fact that a single linguistic term seamlessly accommodates the creation of a cosmetic illusion, the loading of a projectile weapon, and the ignition of a fire, it just demonstrates the deep elasticity of our language.
Now, to fully grasp that elasticity, I think we need to examine the architecture of the page delivering this information, the meta layer of this digital crossroads.
The Wikipedia page itself.
Yes. Beneath the three definitions, the text states, quote, this disambiguation page lists articles associated with the title patch box. It then provides a rather stoic instruction. Quote, if an internal link incorrectly led you here, you may wish to change the link to point directly to the intended article.
That instructional text raises some really interesting questions regarding how knowledge is navigated and maintained.
Right, because it acknowledges that digital hyperlinks are just as prone to confusion as verbal conversations.
Let's analyze that phrase, incorrectly led you here. Consider the user journey for a moment.
Okay.
A reader clicks a link embedded in a dense historical article. They are expecting a deep analysis of 18th century artificial beauty marks.
Right.
And instead, the system deposits them on a page offering muzzleloader compartments and flint.
It induces this momentary cognitive dissonance.
Exactly. The digital architecture openly admits its own lack of context. It actually prompts the disoriented user to perform manual labor to correct the routing for future visitors.
Change the link yourself.
Yes, fix our mistake for us.
And the raw source text of this Wikipedia page reveals a framework of mundane yet incredibly complex structural details surrounding these ancient concepts.
The UI elements.
Yes, the interface. It includes a search bar alongside prompts to donate, create account, and log in. There are layout toggles offering width, standard or wide, and color beta, automatic, light, or dark.
It's highly customizable.
There is even a UI setting labeled birthday mode, parentheses, baby globe.
Baby globe.
The juxtaposition is jarring. Imagine a user urgently trying to understand the mechanics of their muzzleloader's patch box, accidentally activating birthday mode, and being greeted by a celebrating baby globe graphic while reading about black powder firearms.
It's absurd, but that juxtaposition highlights the friction between the subjects recorded and the medium recording them.
Tell me more about that.
Well, we have highly specialized, historically isolated concepts. Flint, beauty marks, integrated gunsmithing, and they are housed within a fluid, constantly updating digital framework.
Right.
The source notes a specific timestamp for this page. It was last edited on June 16, 2020 at 18.43 UTC.
That is so specific.
That exactitude serves as a permanent marker of administrative maintenance. An editor accessed the backend of this global encyclopedia to make a microscopic adjustment to a page whose sole function is to point readers in 3 divergent directions.
It visualizes the continuous, silent labor required to curate human knowledge.
Invisible editors.
Operating behind the scenes. They categorize these pages under hidden categories, ensuring that when a user is incorrectly routed, a structured signpost is available.
And there are tools for extraction, too.
Right. The interface provides options for a printable version or to download as PDF. The sheer absurdity of someone urgently needing to download a PDF of a 3-sentence page, clarifying the difference between makeup storage and a tinderbox.
It underscores the rigid, standardized nature of this digital library.
The infrastructure treats every piece of data, regardless of its length, with the exact same archiving tools, whether it's the article on World War II or a 3-line disambiguation page about a patch box.
It represents the ultimate librarian's mandate, scaled to encompass global history and standardized across thousands of servers. What is being managed is not merely data storage, but the fracturing of meaning itself.
The fracturing of meaning.
Yes. This fracturing occurs because subcultures develop isolated vocabularies. The cosmetic industry required a term for their specific container. Gunsmiths required a term for theirs. Survivalists and frontiersmen required a term for theirs.
And for centuries, they didn't overlap.
Exactly. For centuries, these disciplines rarely intersected enough to cause linguistic friction. A gunsmith wasn't generally talking to a cosmetologist about their patch boxes.
But the internet changed that.
The internet collapsed these isolated historical bubbles into a single, unified search bar.
It forces all definitions of a word to occupy the exact same digital real estate simultaneously. The disambiguation page is the architectural solution to that modern collision. It acts as a holding area.
A waiting room for lost terms.
Yes. And by instructing users to change the link to point directly to the intended article, the system relies on crowdsourced precision.
It operates as a concession that automated algorithms cannot entirely parse human intent. A machine can identify the text string patch box, but it requires human judgment to evaluate the surrounding context.
To determine whether the paragraph concerns cosmetics or ballistics.
Right. It demands a human mind to differentiate between the nuances of vanity, utility, and survival, and to manually route those digital pathways accordingly.
We have tracked a concise 2-word phrase through vastly different realms of human experience today.
It's quite a journey.
We examined the vanity of cosmetics, observing tiny, specialized containers built to protect artificial beauty marks. Then we transitioned to the heavy weaponry of firearms, where the patch box serves as a critical integrated storage compartment on a muzzleloader gun, ensuring the weapon can actually fire.
And then the rawest form.
Finally, we strip the concept down to the survivalist's tinderbox, where the patch box secures the dry materials needed to generate a spark.
The broader implication of this source material is really a reflection on how we assign importance to the objects in our lives.
How do you mean?
The methodologies we employ to categorize, protect, and build containers for our patches, whether those patches are utilized to decorate our skin, seal our weapons, or ignite our fires, they reveal what we prioritize in different contexts.
A container is rarely just an empty space.
No, it is a physical measurement of value. If you build a box for it, it matters. The preservation of the term patch box across 3 entirely distinct spheres of existence highlights the enduring adaptability of human invention.
Every object has a lineage, and those lineages frequently intersect in unexpected ways within the architecture of a digital encyclopedia.
Very true.
Which brings me to a final thought for you to mull over.
Yeah.
Consider this scenario. Thousands of years in the future, an alien civilization uncovers the degraded ruins of our data servers.
Just digging through the digital rubble.
Exactly. And due to data corruption, the only completely intact, readable piece of human knowledge they can extract is this exact Wikipedia disambiguation page.
Oh.
If they saw that human beings designed highly specialized patch boxes exclusively for fake beauty marks, integrated gun compartments, and fire-starting kits.
And nothing else?
Right, nothing else survived. What bizarre conclusions would they draw about the priorities, the daily routines, and the very nature of human existence based purely on those 3 containers?